So with BMW vehicles, you have the option for comfort access, which means you don't have to take the key out of your pocket. The car will recognise you're at close proximity to the vehicle. You pull the door open and straight in you go. So on this vehicle in particular, what I like about the BMWs, noticeably on the M3s and 4s, are the doors aren't too wide. They're wide enough to look great, but they're not too wide where you can't get in and out of the car. So if you park in car parks or multi-level stories, you can get in and out quite easily because the thickness of the door is not too bad either. So that's something to think about practicality. If we now look at the inside here, with the M cars, you get the iconic stitching of the red and blue. So it looks absolutely gorgeous, as you can see here, and it just ties in beautifully to the mechanism that sits onto the actual seat. You have the blue and red stitching on the steering wheel, which looks gorgeous. You then have the M4 logo on the seat itself, which also lights up when you turn the vehicle on and off. So you've got a beautiful illuminating light of the M4 logo. When you get in the vehicle, you can sit in comfortably, and there's no lack of space. So this is actually my personal vehicle, and I've owned both an M4 and M3, both of this class and style actually. And what I've noticed with the M4 in particular is the difference in the seats. If you recall, the M3 has sort of cut out seats from the rear of the seating position, whereas the M4 seats almost sculpt around your body and comfortably hold you in position, whereas the M3 sort of locks you in position. With a convertible, of course, you can take the roof down, and I'll show you that in a minute. What that enables you to do is, of course, enjoy the sunlight. And if you haven't experienced a convertible before, it is a different driving experience. It feels in between having a car and having a motorbike, in that you take in much more of the road, you understand what's going on around you more, you feel more connected to the road in the overall experience. So if we now look at the interior, you've got a lovely steering wheel. It feels solid, it feels racy, it feels aggressive, it feels muscly, it feels like a muscle car sort of feeling to it. You've got beautiful black and silver paddle shifters behind. Here it's almost like a games controller where you can select up and down your volume, the M modes on your car. You can select whether you want to have cruise control on. You can flick between the modes of the vehicle, audio, Bluetooth and so forth. I like the gear stick, so you've got the DCT gearbox, and what's quite unusual with a DCT or a gearbox of this kind is that you don't have that pull or the track of an automatic or a traditional auto, whereas in a traditional auto you take a foot off the brake, car starts to creep forward. In the DCT it just sits there. It's almost like being in full neutral. So it's quite different to other cars where you get that pull and the car automatically pulls you forward and you take the foot off the brake. However, when I'm in traffic, I often just take the foot off the brake and just sit there with my knee very rested comfortably. Inside you've got plenty of storage. You can have your phone inside the car under the armrest, and you've got wireless charging there. You have your up and down for the roof buttons, and again you've got a lovely twizzle facility in the middle, so you can just flick up and down all of the stations, go into media, press a button, go into maps, go into navigation, go into your main menu. It's really easy, particularly when you're driving along. Rather than a touchscreen, the first thing you do is you look away from where you're supposed to be driving, so you're then touching the screen. This does have a touchscreen, however you always use the sort of what I call the swivelly facility in the middle, so you can just spin between all your menus, your media, your communication, navigation, your connected drive, your vehicle status and notifications. Super easy, really safe. You have space for 2 cups, so you and someone else can have their cups in the car easily. What I particularly like about BMW cars is the facility to save numbers or destinations or stations on the 1 to 8 key facility you can see just above the CD player. So for example, on number 1 you can have one of your contacts, and when you press that button it automatically calls that contact for you. So if you're in traffic or if you're on the move, you can just press number 1, and that's probably the main person you call on a regular basis. In terms of glove box, you've got plenty of space. I always carry a couple of pairs of sunglasses, one for me and a passenger. That's super great. You've got the leg extenders in the seats, which are really comfortable, giving you more bolstering and support. And then the rear seats, as I say, I'll show you those in a minute, but they're plenty of space for an adult. You've got the Harman Kardon sound system throughout the car, so back and front speakers, and you can speak to your local BMW dealer or used car dealer to get all the specification on those, so you can get the car exactly how you want and spec it accordingly. But overall, the BMW M4 ticks pretty much all the boxes. Okay, so if we demonstrate the roof and how that comes down. So, you have to be in the vehicle. That's a security feature actually that BMW rolled out, because previously on older models, people were able to manipulate the keys and the system to essentially drop the roof without being in the vehicle. So now you have to be in the vehicle of the BMWs to drop the roof, and that's across all models. You then just push the button, pull the button up, and then you have a very fast folding of the roof. I'll get the exact stats, but I'll say it's about 8 seconds to dismantle the roof. And guess what? In the BMWs, you don't have to get out of the vehicle. You literally just sit in here, relax, and let the automated mechanics just do all that work for you. And then also pulls the windows up if you want to in here as well. And then if you want the windows down, just push the button and they will drop. There we go. The sound system is actually brilliant in the BMW. Obviously I drive lots of cars, and you get this sort of submersive surround system. It just sounds clear. I love the Harman Kardon setup. And overall, people just love the sound of the vehicle, and particularly the sound system. So you've got a real good sound system in this vehicle. It's a deep sound, and I can't really highly recommend it enough. It's probably why BMW is such a huge brand. They could choose any sound system to go in their cars, and they've chosen Harman Kardon for very good reason. So inside the vehicle, as you can see here, you have absolutely gorgeous carbon fibre. Whenever people get in the car, they always comment and say, "God, that's gorgeous," or "That's stunning, that carbon fibre." And I can't deny it. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the amount of carbon fibre that's on this car. If we now jump to roughly where an adult would sit in the front comfortably, without having to change the seating position or having to compromise on comfort, let's demonstrate to you now how, say I'm 6 foot tall, and how I'd fit in the BMW as an adult in the front and then in the back. So I'll keep the seating position in the same position, so you can get a real gauge as to how this M4 is so practical. Okay, so I'm an adult, I'm in the front, I've got my feet extended out. I have a couple of inches between my knee and the dash. My legs are fully out, as you can see. Can't get more comfortable than that. Okay, so to get in the back, what I love about the BMW is this feature here. You can literally stand here, push the seat forward. I know you think that's my power there, but it's just the button and the mechanism. So get in the back. So not only can I get in the back easily, but I can also let myself in easily and comfortably. So I now literally pull the car back to my seating position, and let's have a look. So I was about there when I was sitting. Whoops. I was about there. So as you can see here, I've got plenty of space. My knees are not touching the car seat in front. If you just come around here, you can see my knees are not touching the seat in front. Again, I've got about 2 inches from the knees point perspective. My feet are not getting squashed by anything under the seat. I've got space to wiggle and move my feet around. And overall, I'm comfortable. I can sit back, let my head rest against the headrest at the back. My hair is just about touching the top here. But I mean, I do have my hair sort of swift back, so maybe I'm more like 6'2" in height in terms of the hair. So but that's just about touching, and overall I'm very comfortable in a full inclined position. I'm not crouched forward, I'm not in an uncomfortable state. I've got an armrest in the back here, you've got a cigarette lighter, you've got ventilation in the back, and because it's got the light interior, driving many cars, I've been in many interiors. I've been in blue, I've been in red, I've been in brown, black, white, Silverstone Blue, and what I can say is this: a black interior is gorgeous, and I love it for durability. I would say the other interiors can affect the interior feel of the car. So, for example, here we have got white, sort of what I'd call white and black. I think it's gorgeous. I love white and black. So it's got a nice contrast. It looks smart. It looks modern, and it looks really cool. So in this one, we've got the Silverstone Blue, and it's sort of like a bluey white, a bluey cream sort of colour. It looks really smart, really special. And you also have space for a magazine. So let's just pull the chair forward. Again, if you're in the back, super easy. I literally push that forward, lean forward, and get out of the car. There's nothing too hard about that, and that's why the BMW M4 is so popular and loved by all car enthusiasts.